Hi guys. Um, so a lot of things have stopped me from making any videos today, and I was just watching something on YouTube, and it was just a young guy showing how easy it is to make videos and to set yourself a timer to make the videos. And I thought, okay, let me go do that. Let me see if I can do that in the little bit of time that I have to myself right now. I do have pets in the background, so I apologize because my cat's probably scratching at the door being a jerk. Um, What I wanted to talk about was, I know this is a very close video, but I have this big light behind me that I don't want you guys to be blinded by. There's my cat right now, being a jerk. She's gonna chill. Um, I started making these videos a couple weeks ago, and I don't have a lot out. I'm still kind of trying to get comfortable with seeing my own face this close on the camera and just trying to think of better places or times to make my videos. So I'll be trying to do a different one every day, one or two. This one is about, I have these big earrings that my friend made, and she's from California. Her name's Vianney. She makes all these really big hoops. Um, so I wanted to wear like different earrings every day because she makes such cute earrings, and I can't wear these at work, so that's another reason I'm wearing them today. Um, I took some time off work unexpectedly, very abruptly last week. You wouldn't think by what I look like right now, but I actually work in administration. I work for a hospital, and I have been working for this particular hospital for going on 7 years, but within the system of hospitals for many, many years. Um, I'm saying all that to say this. I started off as a nursing assistant. And as a nursing assistant, nowadays you don't have to have any kind of certification, but back then, you did, and I had that. So I started off part-time nights working at this hospital, which is very low pay. You know, I wouldn't accept that pay now, but within a few months of working there, I quickly promoted to daytime, and I took on additional training for secretary and aide, and I had additional 5 weeks of training after that. So from there, I think I did that position for maybe 2 years, and then was approached about the one I have now, which I've been in for over 3 years. So the one I'm in now is, I'm basically kind of an assistant to managers in nursing, and my boss is a director, so there's always a higher level up as far as that goes. Um, we've had to deal with a lot of changes within the hospital, within everything. I mean, no bonuses, like we got treated pretty decently during COVID for a while, and then that changed, and then now there's all these money crunches. But back to what I'm talking about is my role was changed a few months back before the end of last year. By the end of October, a friend of mine had stepped down from her position, which was a couple levels higher than me, doing the same thing I do, but for the higher ups of the hospital. So she made pretty decent money, more like 30% more than I do. But we worked very closely for a few years, and she taught me a lot and left me with a lot of things to continue to learn. So I'm thankful for her. But the stress of the job, the stress of her boss, is what made her leave. And some health problems related to that, which I encouraged her to take some time or get some kind of a break because I was scared she was going to stroke out from stress and high blood pressure. So she left, and in knowing that she was leaving, and she gave a decent notice, left us a lot of things to work with. She kept asking me if I would want this job, and the only reason I wouldn't want the job, number one, is a lot more meetings and things like that where you have to present in front of people, and you have to kind of be prim and proper, which I not always am. I do have to dress business casual for my job now, but this would mean kind of a higher level up where I'd always have to have the perfect hair and the minimal earrings, the acceptable makeup, and that part I wasn't looking forward to, but mostly I wasn't looking forward to the person I'd be working under. And that's what this is about. Because I know once I air this, I don't think it's going to gain like thousands of views or anything, but what I'm going to say to you is what I've had to keep telling myself for the last few weeks and especially the last few days, is that no matter who above you, beneath you, on the same level as you, no matter what they think of you or what they say, it's not going to define you. But what I encourage you to do is something I've only recently been doing, is to put your boundaries up, respect yourself enough to have those boundaries and to keep those boundaries, and take time to breathe, meditate, think about these big decisions in life, and think about your actions and your behaviors. So in the past few weeks, I applied for this position that my friend used to hold because it kept getting posted. In the meantime of this being posted, I was being mandated to take on all these additional tasks without getting paid for them. So that is something I just came to HR about last week. But I stuck it in. I hung in there for months because I thought, oh, they're going to hire somebody and I'll have to train them. But, it's coming, right? So they did try to hire a few people, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. They didn't even make it to their first days. So I was thinking maybe it was just a clash of personalities or pay, right? So after this third round of posting this job, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to apply. And I told the person that was doing the hiring that I applied, and all well and good. I went through the first interview, and I was trying to make a post about that, and then now that post didn't work and the sound didn't work on that post, it let me know why. Now I understand why. But I did post a second one, I think, the second interview, and that went great. But I went into work Thursday morning of last week, and I was already kind of frazzled because there was these things added to my morning. As soon as I walked in the door, this person that I've been doing all this work for wanted me to drop off these new signages to a meeting that all the managers were having, and I had something else to do at that time. I said I dropped them off. That's all I said. So dropped them off, went to my desk, and it takes me a while to go through all my emails. So I went through my emails and realized that I got an email saying that I was rejected from that job offer that I swore I had in the bag. My boss was in the area around that time, and she said, you really should have got a private conversation, since we work directly with the person that you are interviewing for to work with, that I'm still going to be working with her. And I thought that was just kind of a weird way to find out, since I had just gone through this great second interview. So, after I'm kind of accepting all this and realizing, okay, you didn't get the job, maybe, keep going, you got work to do. A few minutes later, the door opens to our very public office, which I share with probably 8 or more other people at any given time. So, and all of them are above me in rank. This person, this leader, came in, and she was already upset. She brought the cart that I had left at the meeting and kind of pushed it in towards my desk, and she was like, were you even at the meeting? And I just, in my face, and I'm like, before I could really answer her, she goes, you don't know how to follow directions. You don't know how to do what I told you to do. There must have been some misunderstanding, because this is not what she just kept going. And this is like at 100, first thing in the morning. And there are people in the office. There are staffing people. There are nurse managers. There are educators. There are people that I work with and respect, and they respect me every day. And I'm getting talked to like I'm a child. So I think something just took over in me, and I had experienced her rage before. And there was always a fear attached to it, just like everybody else, because she can fire any of us. She can let us go. I've seen her do it, and I don't trust her at all. And it just let me know, maybe I was listening, and at the same time she's screaming at me, I was just like, you didn't want this job. This job wasn't for you, because you guys would have been, this is how it would have been. You would have been bickering back and forth, and there was a power struggle, and I know my personality, and I wouldn't have taken it longer than that day. So I actually kind of just started to stand up, and she's still running her mouth and all in my face, and wearing a blazer suit, of course, like this whole businesswoman suit while she's doing it. Perfect hair, perfect makeup, and everything. And I am still kind of like broken because just that whole rejection thing of just like, okay, maybe the job wasn't for me, or there's somebody better. But I still had to sit with that for a little bit, and I didn't get a chance to because now she's yelling at me, So I'm starting to see people come in the office and like, behind her is the door. So she's kind of blocking between my desk and that door. And people are walking in, managers are walking in, and they're like, what is going on? And nobody stopped. Nobody, like, I did have a coworker in the office kind of come down and look, and she saw the way she was talking to me, and she kind of stepped back a minute, but she went to her office just to kind of be around. And I think, just for moral support. And I put my hand up to this woman in authority over all of us, the woman that everybody's afraid of, the one that can do whatever she wants. And I said, stop. That's enough. In my mind, I'm hearing all these things that I want to say, but then I was like, you know what? I'll take care of it. She's still yelling about these signage things that, weren't put together exactly the way she wanted, or just dispersed around the hospital as fast as she wanted, even though I got them at 3 p.m. the day before. I only worked to 4:30 p.m., So, again, I had to take a breath. But I didn't have enough time to really take that breath before my phone started ringing at my desk. I turned my head. I stopped listening to this woman. As far as I was concerned, we're done with the conversation. She still was rattling off, and I just turned my head and had my hand like this, And I was like, we're done. We're done. I went to answer my phone, and as soon as the boss walked out of the office, the person that was kind of watching out for me, who's an angel, by the way, like, she came back, and she just kind of like stood there, and she was going to say something, but I had to answer the phone. And unfortunately, I answered the phone very abruptly, and I was like, hello, this is Bianca, what do you want? Who is this? And you don't answer your phone like that professionally, but I was so frazzled. The whole morning was just, I saw red, So I got through the phone call, I apologized, and it was, somebody that I work with very well, and she understood after I kind of explained everything. But something snapped in me at that moment. In the middle of her yelling at me, in the middle of her throwing these signs around and telling me that I don't know how to follow directions, and telling me, it was just that I've never been good with authority, and to just be rejected and then made to feel small. And I feel like that's what she does, is that, certain people in power, they like to make people feel small and always remind them how small they are. I mean, case in point, presidents right now, that whole mess. They want you to feel small, because as long as they're up here and you're kissing their butt and doing whatever they want, that's great. But once you start kind of like standing up for yourself, or, sticking your chest out, or actually speaking your mind, sorry, my glasses fell, then that's not okay. That's not acceptable. Like, stay in your lane kind of thing. So I'm here to tell you guys that after getting off that phone call, after that person left my office, I started an email to my boss, who's great, by the way. And I said, I will be taking all next week off. I will exhaust all of my PTO, and I will be taking the whole week off, because I cannot even breathe in here right now. And she said, she didn't respond back, but she actually came into the office and was like, she's like, I get it. Yeah, take whatever you need. Take whatever whatever you need off. And I even feel guilty for taking the time off for my own wellness. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, why do we have to? I have 2 jobs. I'm a single mom, struggling very much so. And, I had to take time off just to kind of breathe, just to sit back and show myself some love that I needed to just like, maybe get outside. I mean, the weather sucks in Cleveland right now. It's like 30s and 20s, but just get outside the office, get outside the building, get outside the horrible dress clothes and tight shoes that I have to wear, and the bras that I don't prefer to wear, and the perfect hair, which I can't like go to work like this. I can't wear my earrings I like. I can't really be myself completely at work, and a lot of people have to deal with that. I understand, but it started to make me think, okay, it's time to look for another job. And it's terrifying because I've been at this place for so long. I know everybody, and I wouldn't be leaving if it wasn't for this one person. And I want that to be the message today, is that when you are put in a position that no matter how hard you worked, if you are put in a position where you are constantly disrespected and underappreciated and underpaid, then you need to start looking at what you're doing. Why am I still here? I hear things like people always say about, women getting abused in relationships, like, oh, well, why didn't she leave? Or it's just her fault for leaving. If you know what, that's different. That's different because there are a lot of things tied to that, and I've been in that situation, so I hate when I hear people saying that, men or women. I hate it. But in this situation, I have 2 jobs at this place. I have a PRN job, 2 as an aide. So, I mean, if I was doing so well in my administrative job, I wouldn't need the other job because I'd be making enough. But, I'm not. So leaving this full-time job would also be leaving. It would also mean leaving my PRN job. So that's 2 jobs that I would have to leave. And I know a lot of you are probably like, oh, just stay if you like your job and like just you didn't get the promotion. So what? It's not about the promotion. Yes, I need more money. It's about the disrespect. It's about being yelled at in a place where everyone else respects you, but the person in charge does not, and they want to constantly make an example out of you. So I don't know what my next step is. I know I put some feelers out there, but part of me wants to just leave this whole system, take out what's in my retirement, take a few months to just center myself. And I know there are ramifications for something like that. Taxes that I'd have to pay, just a lot of things that probably make it a bad decision. And I'm not saying that's exactly what I'm going to do, but that's what I feel like doing because I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And my first couple of days of being off, I literally didn't have the strength to exercise. I slept in. I tried to. I didn't do a whole lot. I mean, that'll change tomorrow. And I have an appointment with my therapist on Thursday, so I'll have a lot to share with him. But people in the way that we're good, especially minorities and everybody right now, and women, I feel like we're already being so overlooked, disregarded, disrespected in society now with all these immigration crap and all this DEI stuff and all these changes that Trump's trying to make. And we have to hold on to who we are, what our integrity is, what our purpose is. We can't just sit back and let people stomp all over us. It's not okay, I did go to HR Friday. I don't know what's going to come of that because I've gone to HR before about the same person. Nothing's been done. Like I said, I'm lower on the totem pole. So, in a company that just let go of over 100 administrative people, I don't think that I'm big on the list of keeping, even though, when I leave, it will definitely be felt. But I'm going to be in prayer about it. I have been. I'm going to enjoy the next couple days of being off and just kind of maybe getting back to some things that I love doing, but I don't have time to ever do. Singing, writing, exercising, going outside, taking my dog for a walk, making meals that I don't usually have time to make. Just sleeping if I need to. Because I can't keep going the way that I've been going. And after last week, I can't just brush it off. Even after a week of being off, I can't just brush it off and go back and act like everything's okay, because I'm not fake. So I will continue to make videos this week on different things that I'm doing and thinking and writing and coping, or prospects. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting.